You know how things in Genoa City never stay calm for long? At first glance, everything might seem normal. People going about their lives, conversations feeling ordinary, but underneath that calm surface, something much darker is building. And right now, that darkness has a name. Matt Clark. What he's doing isn't just dangerous, it's calculated, twisted, and deeply personal. It all starts with Adam Newman. Adam thought he could handle the situation. He believed he could stay one step ahead, but this time, he walked straight into a trap. A trap that Matt had been carefully setting. And once Adam realized it, it was already too late. Because in a shocking turn of events, Matt didn't just confront Adam, he overpowered him. Knocked him out. And when Adam finally regained consciousness, he wasn't alone. He found himself trapped in a storage closet. Bound. Helpless. And right next to him was Nick Newman. Now here's where things take a disturbing twist. Because at first, it looked like Nick was dead. Matt made sure of that illusion. He staged everything in a way that would emotionally destroy Adam, making it seem like Nick had died from a drug overdose. Just imagine that moment. Adam waking up, disoriented, trying to process what's happening, and then seeing his brother lying there, lifeless. That kind of psychological manipulation? That's exactly the kind of game Matt loves to play. But the truth is, Nick isn't dead. He's alive. And Matt knows it. Which makes this entire situation even more disturbing, because it proves one thing very clearly. Matt isn't just trying to hurt them physically. He wants to break them mentally. And while Adam is trapped in that claustrophobic space, trying to figure out a way out, someone else is about to realize just how serious things have become. Chelsea. At first, she doesn't know the full extent of what's happened. But something feels off. Very off. And when Chelsea starts asking questions, demanding answers, Matt doesn't respond the way a normal person would. Instead, he takes control of the situation. He refuses to let her go with him. Refuses to give her access to Adam. And that's when it becomes clear. Matt has the upper hand. Not just over Adam, but over Chelsea too. And here's where things get even more intense. Because Matt isn't just holding Adam hostage. He's planning something bigger. Something more twisted. When Chelsea pushes harder, when she demands to see Adam, Matt doesn't back down. Instead, he does something that reveals just how far he's willing to go. He starts playing mind games with her. He hints at things. Suggests things. And slowly, he begins to introduce the idea of a deal. Now think about that for a second. A deal. In a situation like this, that can only mean one thing. Matt wants something in return. And whatever that something is, it's not going to be simple. Because this isn't about money. It's not about logic. It's about control. And Matt is the kind of person who enjoys pushing people to their absolute limits. So when he looks at Chelsea, he doesn't just see someone desperate to save Adam. He sees an opportunity. An opportunity to manipulate. To provoke. To test just how far she's willing to go. And Chelsea? She's not someone who backs down easily. But even she might not be prepared for what Matt is about to suggest next. Because in his mind, this isn't just a hostage situation. It's a game. A twisted, dangerous game, where emotions are weapons, and every move comes with consequences. Meanwhile, back in that storage closet, Adam is starting to regain his strength. He's beginning to understand what Matt has done. And more importantly, he's starting to realize that time is running out. Because being trapped is one thing. But being trapped while someone like Matt is in control? That's a completely different level of danger. And Adam knows it. He knows that every second matters. He knows that Chelsea could be in danger too. And he knows that if he doesn't find a way out soon, things could spiral out of control very quickly. But the problem is, Matt has already thought ahead. He's already planned for resistance. He's already set things in motion. And right now, Adam and Nick are exactly where he wants them to be. Helpless, isolated, and completely at his mercy. As the tension builds, one question starts to become impossible to ignore. What exactly does Matt want? Because whatever it is, it's not going to end well. They're dangerous. Because when someone like Matt Clark starts making moves, it's never random. It's always calculated. And right now, Chelsea is standing right in the middle of it. You can almost feel the shift in the atmosphere the moment she realizes something is seriously wrong. Matt's behavior, his tone, the way he avoids giving straight answers, it all starts to add up. Chelsea isn't naive. She knows when someone is hiding something. And Matt? He's hiding everything. So she pushes harder. She demands to see Adam. She refuses to accept vague answers. And for a moment, it almost feels like she might break through. But then, Matt changes the game completely. Instead of resisting, he leans in. Calm. Confident. Almost amused. Like he's been waiting for this exact moment. And then he says something that instantly changes everything. He tells Chelsea that maybe there is a way for her to see Adam. A way to fix this situation. But of course, there's a condition. Now, this is where things get uncomfortable. Because Matt doesn't just ask for something simple. He doesn't want money. He doesn't want a favor. He wants control. And the way he tries to get it? It's disturbing. Matt starts bringing up something that had been quietly sitting in the background. Adam and Riza. He suggests that maybe there's something going on between them. Maybe more than just business. Maybe something personal. Now, whether that's true or not doesn't even matter. Because Matt isn't trying to prove anything. He's trying to plant doubt. To get inside Chelsea's head. To make her question everything. And once that seed of doubt is there, he takes it even further. He flips the situation. He tells Chelsea that if Adam can have secrets, if Adam can get close to someone else behind her back, then maybe she deserves the same. Maybe it's her turn. And that's when his real intention becomes clear. Because the deal he's offering? It's not really a deal. It's manipulation. Pure and simple. Matt is basically suggesting that Chelsea should cross a line. A personal line. A line she never thought she'd even have to consider. And in return, he'll let Adam go. Just take a second to process that. He's turning a life or death situation into something deeply personal and humiliating. That's not just cruel. That's twisted. And Chelsea? She feels it immediately. The anger. The disgust. The disbelief. For a brief moment, there's silence. Like the world just paused. Because what Matt just said, it's not something you can easily respond to. But then, Chelsea reacts. And she reacts exactly the way you'd expect. She doesn't hesitate. Doesn't overthink it. She steps forward. And slaps him. Hard. That sound? It says everything. It's not just anger. It's defiance. It's Chelsea making it clear that no matter how desperate things get, she's not going to let Matt control her like that. Not now. Not ever. And for a split second, even Matt looks surprised. But it doesn't last long. Because instead of getting angry, he smiles. That same unsettling smile. Like he's enjoying this. Like this reaction is exactly what he wanted. And in a way, it probably is. Because to Matt, this isn't about winning quickly. It's about pushing people to their limits. Seeing how far they'll go. Seeing when they break. And Chelsea? She hasn't broken. Not even close. Instead, she fires back. She tells him she doesn't need his deal. Doesn't need his help. She'll find her own way to save Adam. And you can hear it in her voice. She means it. But Matt doesn't look convinced. In fact, he leans even deeper into the situation. He reminds her of something she already knows. Time is running out. Adam is trapped. Nick is trapped. And every second that passes, things get worse. He makes it sound like this is her only chance. Her only option. And that kind of pressure? It's intense. Because now Chelsea isn't just fighting Matt. She's fighting the clock. She's fighting uncertainty. And she's fighting the fear of losing Adam for good. Meanwhile, back in that storage closet, Adam is starting to move. Slowly, painfully, but he's moving. The fog from being knocked out is beginning to clear. And as his awareness comes back, so does the urgency. He looks at Nick. Checks if he's breathing. And when he realizes that Nick is still alive, there's a moment of relief. But it doesn't last long. Because the situation hasn't changed. They're still trapped. Still restrained. Still completely cut off. And Adam knows something else too. If Matt is out there with Chelsea, then she could be in danger. Real danger. That thought alone? It pushes him. Forces him to think. To act. To find a way out. But every attempt, every movement, reminds him of how tight the situation really is. Matt didn't make a mistake. He made sure they wouldn't escape easily. And as Adam struggles, as Chelsea stands her ground, and as Matt continues to pull the strings, everything starts building towards something bigger. Something explosive. Because this isn't the end of Matt's plan. Not even close. This? While Chelsea is still dealing with Matt's twisted mind games, something even bigger is already in motion. Far away from that storage closet. Far away from Adam and Nick. Another trap is being set. This time, in Las Vegas. Now if there's one thing you should know about Matt Clark, it's this. He never focuses on just one target. He thinks bigger. Plans bigger. And right now, his plan is expanding. Because Adam and Nick? They're only part of the game. The real chaos is about to involve the rest of the Newman family. And it starts with Sharon Newman and Noah Newman. At first, everything seems normal. They receive a message. A message that appears to be from Nick. And that changes everything. Because if Nick is asking for help, there's no way they're going to ignore it. Especially Sharon. There's history there. Emotion. Connection. So when she sees that message, she doesn't hesitate. Neither does Noah. They decide to go to Vegas. To find Nick. To help him. But here's the problem. That message? It's not from Nick. It's from Matt. And just like everything else he's done so far, it's part of a carefully designed setup. A trap. The kind you don't realize you're walking into. Until it's too late. As Sharon and Noah arrive in Las Vegas, there's already a strange feeling in the air. Something doesn't sit right. The location they were given? It's isolated. Quiet. Too quiet. They pull up to what looks like an abandoned gas station. And right away, you can see the hesitation. They stop. Look around. Try to process what they're seeing. Because nothing about this place feels safe. It's empty. No people. No movement. Just silence. And sometimes, silence is more dangerous than noise. Noah is the first to say it. Something feels off. Really off. And Sharon? She feels it too. That instinct. That gut feeling telling you not to go any further. It's there. Strong. But then comes the conflict. Because on one side, their instincts are screaming at them to leave. To walk away. But on the other side, there's Nick. Or at least, what they believe is Nick. And the idea that he might be in danger? That's not something they can ignore. So they hesitate. Caught between fear and responsibility. And that's exactly the position Matt wants them in. Because while they're standing there, trying to decide what to do, he's already watching. Already anticipating their next move. And then, the message comes. Another one. Nick tells them they're in the right place. That everything is under control. That Matt has been captured. That they just need to come inside. Simple. Direct. Convincing. And that's what makes it so dangerous. Because it sounds real. It sounds like something Nick would say. But it's not. It's Matt. Pulling them in. Step by step. Closer to the center of his plan. Noah still isn't fully convinced. You can tell. He looks around again. Trying to spot anything unusual. Anything that confirms his doubts. But the problem is, Matt has thought of everything. There's no obvious sign of danger. No clear warning. Just enough normality to make the risk seem acceptable. And Sharon? She makes the call. She decides they have to go in. Because if there's even a chance Nick is inside, they can't walk away. So they move. Slowly. Carefully. Toward the building. Each step heavier than the last. And with every step, they're getting closer to something they don't fully understand. Something Matt has been building toward this entire time. Meanwhile, inside that abandoned gas station, the situation is far from empty. Because Matt has already prepared it. Set it up. Turned it into something far more dangerous than it appears from the outside. Because this isn't just a meeting point. It's a trap. And not just any trap. A deadly one. Because hidden inside is something that changes everything? A bomb. Yes. An actual bomb. And if that sounds extreme, that's because it is. But this is Matt we're talking about. He doesn't do things halfway. He escalates. Pushes further. Breaks limits. And right now, he's preparing to take things to a level no one is ready for. The idea is simple. Get Sharon and Noah inside. Make sure they're trapped. And then, take away their ability to escape. Whether it's through fire, or something even more explosive. The outcome is the same. Danger. Real, immediate danger. As Sharon and Noah finally reach the entrance, there's one last moment of hesitation. One last chance to turn back. But they don't. They go in. And just like that, they're inside the trap. At first, nothing happens. Just silence. Dust. Darkness. But then, something changes. Maybe it's a sound. A faint ticking. Or maybe it's just that feeling again. That something is very, very wrong. And when they start looking around, that's when the panic begins. Because this place? It's not what it seems. And whatever Matt has planned, it's already in motion. Back outside. Or maybe somewhere nearby. Matt is watching it all unfold. Every step. Every reaction. Every moment of realization. And to him, this isn't chaos. This is control. Because everything is happening exactly the way he wanted. Meanwhile, back with Chelsea. Back with Adam. The clock is still ticking. And now, there's more than one life on the line. Because this isn't just about Adam anymore. Or Nick. Now, Sharon and Noah are part of it too. And the worst part? They have no idea how dangerous this situation really is. But they're about to find out. Very soon. At first, it's just a feeling. That uneasy silence. That strange emptiness. But now, it's becoming something more. Something physical. Something real. Sharon stops walking. No one notices it immediately. Because her expression has changed. From cautious to alarmed. She looks around slowly, scanning every corner of the building. Trying to understand what's off. And then she says it. Something is not right here. Noah doesn't argue. He already feels it too. That instinct, that warning deep inside telling them they made a mistake coming in. But now it's too late to just walk out. Because the moment they step further inside, the door behind them doesn't feel like an exit anymore. It feels like a boundary. Like something has already closed off the outside world. Sharon takes a slow breath. She tries to stay calm. Tries to think logically. But the tension keeps building. And then, it happens. A sound. Very faint at first. Almost easy to miss. Check. 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 Noah hears it too. He freezes. Looks at Sharon. And in that moment, neither of them needs to say anything. They already understand. Something is inside this building. Something dangerous. They start moving carefully now. Slower. More alert. Every step feels heavier than the last. The air itself feels tighter. Like the space is shrinking around them. Sharon's eyes move toward the floor. Toward the walls. Toward anything that could explain that sound. And then they see it. Hidden. Partially concealed. But unmistakable. A device. Small. But terrifyingly real. A bomb. For a moment, everything goes silent. Not the environment. Not the room. But inside them. That mental shock. That freeze. That instant realization that their situation just turned life-threatening. Noah steps closer. Carefully. Slowly. Trying not to trigger anything. Trying not to make a mistake. But the moment he confirms it, the reality hits even harder. This isn't a warning. This isn't intimidation. This is the real thing. And it's active. Sharon takes a step back. Her breathing changes. Faster now. Shallower. Because the countdown sound is still there. Check. 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 Noah looks around quickly. Trying to find another exit. Another way out. But there isn't one. The place is sealed in a way that feels intentional. Designed. Like someone wanted them exactly here, at exactly this moment. And that someone is already clear. Matt Clark. Back outside. Or somewhere close. Matt is not panicking. He's not rushing. He's calm. Too calm. Because to him, this is not chaos. This is execution. A plan unfolding exactly as intended. And inside that building, Sharon finally says what they're both thinking. They've been set up. Noah nods. He knows it's true. But knowing doesn't change anything. They are still trapped. Still inside. Still standing next to something that could destroy them at any second. Sharon pulls out her phone. Hands slightly shaking. She tries to call for help. But there's a problem. No signal. Of course there isn't. Matt made sure of that. Noah looks at the device again, trying to understand it, trying to see if there's any way to disarm it. But it's not simple. Nothing about it looks simple. And the worst part? They don't know how much time they have left. Seconds? Minutes? Less? The uncertainty is almost worse than the danger itself. Because every second that passes, that ticking sound becomes louder in their minds. More aggressive. More real. Sharon tries to stay focused. She forces herself to think. To not panic. But even she can feel it now. This isn't just a threat. This is a countdown. And somewhere, Matt is watching it all unfold like a performance. Meanwhile, far away from this gas station, Adam is still trapped. Nick is still unconscious or barely recovering. Chelsea is still facing Matt's psychological pressure. And none of them know what is happening in Vegas right now. None of them know how far this has escalated. Because what started as manipulation has now become something much bigger. Multiple lives. Multiple locations. One controlling mind. And everything is connected. As Sharon and Noah stand in that frozen moment, surrounded by silence and ticking danger, one thing becomes clear. They are no longer dealing with a person. They are dealing with a plan. And that plan is reaching its breaking point. Time is running out. And Sharon and Noah are standing right in the middle of it. That ticking sound hasn't stopped. If anything, it feels louder now. More aggressive. More alive. Check. 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 Noah tries again to stay focused. He moves carefully around the device, scanning it, looking for anything that could help. A wire. A switch. A clue. Anything. But the problem is, this isn't something simple. It's built to intimidate. To confuse. To force panic. And it's working. Sharon is trying to stay steady, but you can see it in her eyes now. Fear is creeping in. Not just fear of the bomb, but fear of what happens if they make the wrong move. Because one mistake here could end everything. Outside this chaos, Matt Clark is still in control of something bigger. And that's the most dangerous part. Because he isn't rushing. He isn't guessing. He already knows how this ends, or at least, how he wants it to end. Meanwhile, Chelsea is reaching her limit. Back in her situation with Matt, the psychological pressure has been building non-stop. Every word he speaks feels like another layer of control. Every silence feels like a trap. And now she understands something clearly. Matt doesn't just want power. He wants emotional destruction. He wants people to break before anything even happens physically. But Chelsea is not there yet. She refuses. Even when Matt pushes her again. Even when he reminds her of Adam. Even when he tries to twist the situation into something personal. She stands her ground. And that resistance? It frustrates him. Because Chelsea isn't reacting the way he expected. She's not folding. Not begging. Not giving in. And that unpredictability is dangerous for Matt's plan. Back in Vegas, Noah makes a decision. They can't stay here. But they also can't just run blindly. So he slowly starts guiding Sharon toward the exit path he thinks is safest. Every step is calculated. Every movement controlled. But the ticking doesn't stop. Check. 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 Then suddenly, a change. A sound shift. The rhythm becomes faster. Sharper. Both of them freeze. Because now it feels like the device is responding. Reacting. Like it's been triggered by time, or movement, or something they did without realizing. Panic starts rising again. Sharon grips Noah's arm. Not out of fear alone, but urgency. They don't have much time left. At the same moment, back at the main thread of this nightmare, Adam is finally pushing himself harder inside that storage space. He realizes something important. Waiting is not an option anymore. Nick is still there. Chelsea is still in danger. And now Sharon and Noah are in danger too. Everything is connected. Everything is collapsing at once. And Adam knows. If there's even a small chance to break free, he has to take it now. Chelsea, on the other side, reaches a breaking point in her confrontation. Matt tries one last time to control the situation with his deal. But this time, Chelsea doesn't react with anger. She reacts with clarity. She understands exactly what he is. And she refuses him completely. No negotiation. No compromise. No fear. Just rejection. And that moment shifts everything. Because Matt realizes something too. Chelsea is no longer just a target. She is a threat to his control. Back in Vegas, Sharon and Noah finally find what might be an exit route. But as they move toward it, the device starts escalating. Faster ticking. More intense. The countdown is entering its final phase. And now there's no guessing left. They have seconds, not minutes. Noah grabs Sharon's hand. They make a run for it. Fast. Controlled panic. The exit is right there. Just a few steps away. And then, a sudden silence. That kind of silence that feels worse than sound. For a split second, everything freezes. No ticking. No movement. Just air. Then, boom. The explosion tears through the abandoned gas station, sending shockwaves across the area. Dust. Fire. Debris. Everything erupts at once. But the question remains. Did they make it out in time? Or did Matt finally succeed in crossing the final line? Meanwhile, Chelsea, Adam, and Nick are still caught in their own battle against Matt's control. But now everything has changed. Because what started as manipulation has turned into full-scale chaos. And Matt Clark,